Another year, another Air Jordan 11. However, this year, they made them a bit more special because it's the 25th anniversary. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new sneaker review. Today we have the Air Jordan 11 Jubilee. This is the 25th anniversary sneaker for the Air Jordan 11. But before we get into the review for these right here, I do have to announce the winner for the most recent giveaway, the Air Jordan 1 Mid Metallics, these right here. So the winner is on screen right now. Congratulations to them. You have 72 hours to claim this pair, or else it's gonna have to go to somebody else. That said, our Christmas sneaker giveaway is going to be these right here, the Nike Air Force 1 Low Dior. This is a custom. I'll leave the link in the description down below to enter this giveaway. So this pair I have in my possession is not my actual pair. Unfortunately, I was not able to buy a pair because buying sneakers in Toronto right now is incredibly hard. So shout out to the homie Tom Stefaniak. I'll leave his channel linked down below. I'm borrowing his pair, which is in fact a size 8.5. So I'll have on-feet photos, not on-feet video, for these in the video later on. The Air Jordan 11 Jubilee released on December 12th, 2020. Current resale on these is looking to be between $365 to $400 Canadian. And honestly, I would expect these to go up, but we'll talk more about my resale predictions later at the end of the video. Now, the history behind the Jordan 11 Jubilee. Well, it has some really ancient folklore from my Filipinos out there. Every Filipino uncle that loves sneakers loves 11s. So Jordan Brand was like, yo, we have to release another Tito Jordan 11. I'm just playing. There's no Filipino heritage at all when it comes to the sneaker. But honestly, whenever it comes to my Filipino family members, like my titos, my uncles and stuff like that, there always seems to be at least one uncle that has the holiday release Jordan 11 every single year. So whenever Jordan Brand has a anniversary they can celebrate when it comes to a sneaker, you of course bet that they're gonna milk it and release a sneaker related to that. Whether it be the 23rd anniversary, 25th, 20th, 15th, whatever, there's always an anniversary sneaker always around the corner. So the 25th anniversary is the silver year, or at least it is for like pretty much everything. Now, although these are not an OG colorway of the Jordan 11, just like other Jordan 11s every single year, these sell out fast. Whether they sell out within the first couple of days or the same day they release, the Jordan 11 is always a very hot seller every single year. It really doesn't matter the colorway or if it's an OG or not. Typically, the Jordan 11 box isn't like this. It's usually, I believe, a pull out. That's why they have this little ring right here. But this time they opted for a like two-tone silver black box right here with a little flap that opens up and you'll reveal the sneakers. Now, this is obviously not something we see very often. There are a couple things with the box and the packaging which they switched up compared to usual. Now, to my knowledge, other Air Jordan 11s, at least the high ones, in the past, they would come with like a big plastic like translucent or transparent cover that goes on top of the shoes right here. And then the actual shoe trees would be plastic as well. However, this time around, well, you can see right here, they're cardboard. They're cheap cardboard. And on top of that, they often included like a little Jordan 11 card with the box. So it's weird. They switched up the box for the anniversary, but in terms of what's included in the box, like the little accessories and stuff, they downgraded it. They went to cardboard, no card, and no plastic cover inside. That's just me being nitpicky, but when it comes to these kinds of releases, you're paying a lot of money, so you can be nitpicky. I don't blame you. So the Air Jordan 11 Jubilee has gotten both a lot of love and a lot of hate. So let's talk about the love first. This is a simple black and white Air Jordan 11. And when you're talking about paying 220 US or 285 Canadian, that is a pricey sneaker. So for a black and white sneaker, I kind of like that because it's a shoe you can wear super frequently. You'll be able to get a lot of your use out of this sneaker, a lot of value out of it. You'll be able to get your money's worth. It's not going to be a sneaker you're going to wear once a week. It could be, but the fact that it's so expensive, but it's also a shoe that you can wear a lot, you'll probably see the value, or it's gonna help justify you paying that higher retail price. Now, on the downside, why are people hating this sneaker? Well, it's super basic. It's black and white and has silver accents. People wanted more from this sneaker. It's a 25th anniversary sneaker. The fact that they went for this more minimal look, I can really appreciate it. And I really like the subtle accents on this shoe. So it's like a shoe that if you see it on the street, you know exactly what it is. But if you're just a a everyday person, not a sneakerhead, you look at them and they're just a cool pair of Jordan 11s or just a cool pair of sneakers. Taking a look at the materials on the sneaker, let's first look at the patent leather. You have this super glossy patent leather. It's really reflective and it's kind of shiny, and it really has that OG cut as well. So it rises up pretty high compared to recent releases of other years, so it's more true to the OG. On top of the patent leather, you have this Kudura mesh. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's like a more of a almost like a ballistic mesh. It's very, very heavy duty, so it's gonna make sure the sneaker's structure is still strong after lots of wear. You have some really nice premium smooth leather upper on the back panels right on the booty of the sneaker and on the side. And then taking a look at the laces, you have these black rope laces. One thing you're gonna notice is that it actually says, or actually has, these little like silver accents on the eyelets of the shoe, and it spells Jordan on the side. That's not something we really see very often, so it's cool to see them experimenting and trying something new for this 25th anniversary sneaker. Taking a look down the sneaker, you have that Kudura mesh tongue, and you also have this black leather Air Jordan patch, which is not something we're used to seeing. It's usually not like leather, it's usually just like a stitched in kind of patch. And then you also have a little silver Jumpman right in the center of it to honor the 25th anniversary. You also have a Jumpman on the very back heel as well, and it's super reflective. It almost has this like kind of chrome look, reminds me of like a Mercedes-Benz logo on a car. It's super reflective, looks really premium, and it's not that stitched in Jumpman where we've seen the Jumpmans can look pretty funny in the past on these Jordan 11s. Now another thing they switched up on these Jordan 11 Jubilees compared to other Jordan 11s is the 23 logo. They also have this like silver, I'm not sure what it is. Is it plastic? I'm not kind of sure, but it's like, it's really in there into the sneaker. Has a rough material. It's not like doesn't pop out as much as the Jumpman. And in the past, I've seen other Jordan 11s how like the 23 rub off over time, or even worse, it like stretches out really big with a lot of wear. So this will maintain the shape of it. The integrity of the sneaker will remain intact as you continue to wear these, because I think that's one of the telltale signs to tell your Jordan 11s are getting pretty beat, when the 23 starts to rub off or it stretches really like thick, like a big man. Taking a look at the midsole, you have a white midsole, and then you have this sort of like creamy, milky outsole. On the inside panel of like the outsole area, you also have a carbon fiber shank plate right here, and this is supposed to help with stability. I'm not a basketball sneaker review channel in terms of like performance, so please don't go too hard on me. And I believe this is a herringbone traction outsole right here. That's what they got going on. I feel like these will eventually yellow over time the more you wear them. It's probably gonna look not so nice, but yeah, I like the way it looks right now, at least dead stuff. Now the overall quality and quality control of the sneaker. Quality, phenomenal, really good. This is definitely, I want to say like a premium sneaker, especially at that retail price point. It's quite high. The fact that they make millions of these every single year, and the quality control on this pair at least is really solid. I'm not disappointed with how these turned out. Now in terms of sizing and comfort, now obviously I can't try them on myself and give you guys my personal opinion on them, but I have tried on Jordan 11s in the past, and I can say they pretty much run true to size. If anything, you can potentially go 0.5 up if you really have to, but true to size is definitely my recommended sizing for this right here. I want to say they are a bit more comfortable compared to other Air Jordan retro models, but you also don't want to forget, these are not just like a lifestyle sneaker. These are a performance basketball sneaker. So the more you wear these in, the more you break them in, the patent leather and just the overall fit of the sneaker will eventually mold to your foot. So this is a sneaker you need to break in to really get its full comfort levels to the maximum. Now in terms of resale predictions and alternative sneakers to these, well, alternative sneakers I'd have to say would be the 7210 Air Jordan 11s, and then we also have the Space Jams. Those look super similar to these, and so if you have those sneakers already, this shoe is probably not going to be like a must-have in your collection. But if you're maybe just getting into sneakers like in the last couple of years, then you might want to eye these. And if you're an Air Jordan 11 collector, these are probably going to be on your must-have list just because they're another 11. Now in terms of resale predictions, this is probably one of the safest sneakers you can invest in this year. Historically, Jordan 11s have continued to rise year after year after year. Once they come out, I've never seen a single Jordan 11 resale for retail or under retail months after their release. The Jordan 11 is always super sought after. There's always a person who wants these shoes. So if you're looking to get a very safe sneaker investment, the Jordan 11 Jubilee is something I would recommend you look into. Comment down below what you guys think about the Air Jordan 11 Jubilee if you made it to the end of the video. I would love to see what you guys think about these. Of course, hit that like button down below too. Subscribe for more videos, and of course, enter the giveaway for were these right here, the Dior Air Force One lows. I'll leave this in the pinned comment and in the description. Catch you guys later. Peace out.